know Nage no Kata and Katame no Kata, which are the two forms for Randori. The other ones are very important. Maybe when I have more time, I would dedicate myself to it. But I am a specialist in Koji Mondo, okay? This is very, very important because in football, in other sports, they don't have this conception, and we do it, so please use it. Thank you, both guys, and let's get up and start our session. All right, so the feet, the hands, Kyokusuke. Right? All right, so just a quick review from yesterday. Yesterday we didn't have sound.
É muito bom, vai consegui-lo, certeza, quase certeza absoluta. Aí está. Medalha de bronze nos Jogos, medalha de bronze para Nuno Delgado.
Representing Portugal, Nuno Delgado.
Representing Portugal, Nuno Delgado.
We expected an element of showmanship, didn't we, from Fonseca? But I mean, why not?
18 years between these two.
In a really nice way. He's going to have a little dance here. And that won't go viral at all, will it? Just never. It's not going to go viral. Nobody's going to use that. Last time we'll see that. In the next second. It's going to be everywhere. This is how I did it.
And then the coach. All right. So, just a quick review from what we said yesterday. Jika no Konsei, Seryoku Zenyu, Jita QA, which is to excel, to overcome, always progressing, our mindset as coaches and as judokas, to collect, which means to always be open to get more knowledge and to respect our partners. This is self-knowledge, knowledge of myself through the other. And finally, give back. Give back is mainly, for me, the most important skill of a champion. Right, Mr. Champion of last night?
Thank you.
Big round of applause. You know, you always have to give back, give back, give back. And I created through these three concepts of judo, speaking with a person from marketing, from football, and I didn't pay her any money, because when you are creative, you don't need money to talk to the best. And this is one of the things that I would recommend to you. Anytime you want to learn something, try to get experience from the best you know. If you don't know them, you cannot reach them. And go to these people and just ask for help. Because usually, when you know something, you want to share it with the people who deserve it. And if you show this energy, the people will feel, this guy deserves this, this woman deserves this refrigerator, he deserves it. So, I went to this woman and I said, please, help me. I just finished my career. I decided it's enough, like Corin said, inside decision. It was a little bit pushed by the injuries, but anyway, it could have been longer. So what will I do with my life? What is my purpose? To train champions. That is my purpose. So all my daily actions have to be connected with this idea. My friend, last night we had some years, right? Come forward. Present yourself to our group. Oh, sorry. Usually I have an assistant, guys.
Torgenar Hugsen.
Your name, club, right?
Yeah.
You're ready? So, what is your purpose, my friend, as a judo coach? That's a problem. Over there. You have to immediately say, my purpose is this. Thank you. Think about it, and then you will tell me. So, I worked with many high-performance athletes and CEOs, like I said to you, and my speciality is around talent development, right? Not talent identification, because I don't believe that, but talent development. And my perspective is there is no real talent, okay? Talent is a process, because we are all talented, all right? The thing is that if we have the right purpose in our mind, if we know what we want, and if our daily actions consistently met with this purpose, do you understand? Is it the sense? So, let's say, you're still thinking about it, right? Then you will ask yourself why. There's nothing without knowing why. Why am I doing this? This is the most important part of the purpose. Because having a purpose is easy. And I can tell you my experience then, this will help to understand the concept of the school not going away. So, first I want to know what. Then I want to know why, right? And finally, I want to book my agenda and make the steps until I get there, right? And every day, I have to come a little bit closer to
The first question probably is, I think, why I want to be coach.
Yeah, but that's
So
what I
after
said.
this-
My purpose, why? And in this part of the purpose, like you said, is why do I want to become a coach? I agree with you.
So I cannot to get goals if I don't know what I want to do. So after this, you should to be like a mirror. So if I don't have energy or I can share my energy, they cannot to get anything. So if you have small goals, probably you can stay here, and they cannot understand what they need to do.
Okay. All right, I agree with you totally. So let's not get in too much in the process of developing your purpose, because that's another session. Anyway, it's called the STEP. I call it the STEP program, but we can discuss that in some other time, even online. But anyway, let's stick to the point, which is I am already a judo coach, okay, Sergio? I am already a judo coach. I'm here. What is my purpose? Why am I doing this? And how can I achieve it? Everyone has to develop his own formula. Are we agreed? Okay. So, my formula was build champions in life. In English. In Portuguese, it's treinar campeões para a vida. It developed a little bit because building is like, I want to train. Train. Champions for life. And I want judo to be able to exceed anyone. And finally, I want to cultivate an active solidarity and civic principles of judo in society. And that was made 16 years ago. So it didn't change. Maybe it can evolve a little bit, some details, but it's still running in my blood. This is my conception of long-term stages of judoka development, since he is born until he dies. It's very simple, it's not very beautiful in terms of design. Maybe someone can help me, but this is like a sketch from the beginning when you write down an idea. And in my perspective, we start in, Karen, maybe you can help me. First stage, it's horizontal. And then we progress to a vertical development. Is that, do you guys get it? So, initiation, between 3 and 4, up to 7 years old, is initiation. And in my perspective, from 6 to 3 is pre-judo. It's like kindergarten judo. It's not real judo. Even I think we should not grade them with normal gradings. I have my own grading system, and I only start to grade from 6 above with the white and yellow belt, because if they start at 3, I consider that they don't understand yet the responsibility of a white and yellow, or even a yellow belt for the first level of Q, right? Because judo was conceived probably to start at 8, so we're giving grades too soon, and then they get black belt, or they have to wait a long time too, right? So initiation. So you now, it's easy to understand within your students how many people are initiating. So what is the goal as a coach? What is my job to teach during this period? Promote development of fundamental movements and socialization. Why? Because those children are starting to connect themselves with the world. This is what the psychologist and the education line of development tells us that are the goals for children during these times. Usually they start in kindergarten, they leave their family, and they start to connect with the world, and they start to understand what is being a person, which is being able to socialize, which is already a randori. When you socialize with people, you're always in interaction with this discussion. And he understands this quite well, because yesterday, during our beers, we talked about education. And judo is more than anything education. We are educators. This was what Jigoro Kano perceived. He brought a fighting system into an educational system. So please never compare yourselves with MMA or with Jiu-Jitsu fighters, because Jiu-Jitsu is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, born in the 50s by a judoka. Do you know this? Yeah. So I have nothing against Jiu-Jitsu. I think it has its space. It's like primitive judo. It is primitive judo, because Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Helios Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, was taught by who? Anyone knows here? Who taught them judo? Who? Kon Kuma, right? What's his Japanese name? No, not Mifune. Mifune was a long time before. Who is calling me?
Kimura?
Not Kimura. Kimura fought Helios Gracie. Huh? Who? No, man, no. Do your homework. please. But anyways, I will not break down the surprise. This guy was a student, a direct student of Jigoro Kano, and he just wanted to fight, wrestling on the street with money. And that was the way of Jiu-Jitsu. And do never forget this. Judo is still a Jiu-Jitsu school. Our school was born in 1882, in Kodokan, right? With 12 mats, 12 tatamis. And Jigoro Kano, his school was called Nihon Den Kodokan Judo. This means Nihon is the origin, the place where it was born. It's the basics. Nippon, which means the same, is the place of origin, which is Japan, where the sun is born, right? This is just for you to get some context about the history and the origins of Japan, because sometimes we have to, tell some history to the children. And this is why the word judo is a nickname. Judo is just a short part of the name of our school. Nihon means that Jigoro Kano wanted to pay respect to the origins of judo, which is samurai jiu-jitsu. Kodokan, everybody knows what it means. Is school where you Kodokan. So, Nihon Den, it means the school where we respect the origins, but we're striving for a new way, more or less, because the Japanese is not easy to translate. So, this is very important because Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, or as I like to call it, Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, knows his history. It's very short history. But they don't know what's previous to that history, and it's us. And we should know how to do it, because this guy was a pro fighter, wrestler of judo, and before all of that, Jigoro Kano said to the emperor, we would like to participate in the tournament to be #1 school of jiu-jitsu in the country. And this #1 school would get the prize of teaching the Royal Guard. So there was this fight between two of these schools. Kodokan Judo was there, and we won. And people died. Because at that time, the fights were not easy. It was primitive judo. And breaking fingers and choking, everything was, was like MMA, let's say, with judogi. And judo won because of their skills in nagewaza, which basically Jigoro Kano brought from many different styles of judo, of jiu-jitsu. What did he introduce? Science in the training. But that's another history, sorry. Anyways, just to tell you that that guy was expelled from Kodokan, this Japanese sensei, Konkuma, which you will give me the name. Yes? Maeda. Big round of applause. See, when we want, we know everything. So what's your name, my friend?
Andreas.
Andreas, where are you from? Which club?
Larvik Judo.
Great club. Thank you so much. So, Maeda arrived in Japan, in Brazil, in the early 50s after the World War, because there was a big, let's say, immigration of the guys who lost the war, Germans and Italians and Brazilians to the South America. And the Japanese went to Sao Paulo and Rio and so forth. And this guy was sent by the Kodokan to get the hell out of here, but teach judo. So he went to Brazil. The father of Hélio Gracie was a big diplomat in Brazil. It's called Carlos Gracie. Gaston Gracie, sorry. And as a favor, he gave diplomatic letter to Mr. Maeda, who became Count Kuma. And as a gift, he offered judo for his two sons, Carlos Gracie, who is the founder of Gracie Judo, and Hélio Gracie, who is the youngest one, and skinny, just like Jigoro Kami. He was skinny, he was sick, and then the history you can look at. But at the end of the day, he created a system, developed a system based upon the principles of judo, and he then defined the Kimura, the great champion, for a big fight. And that was born Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, but it's judo, the same rules. The only thing was the judo that they practiced before the war in Japan. And now we are practicing real judo. So basically, Jiu-Jitsu is a primitive form of fighting, very efficient, but it's not what we do. And we should not feel undermined because they are stronger than us in Newaza. Because that's the only thing they do. But that was important, like 100 years ago. Why should I be successful in trying to kill somebody? No, I want to develop people. So our way, in my mind, is more effective. And we should value ourselves, because the jiu-jitsu is a product that's very expensive. And judo is not expensive. And I think we should look at that and start to change this mentality. But anyway, let's go. Socialization is contact. All right? So, my friend, who is the most shy guy here? Please get up. Come on. Kim! No, he's not shy. Come on. Kim is shy. Who was the guy who won the first place, second place yesterday at the quiz? Where is he? Come here. You're a little bit shy, aren't you? Socialization. Give me a hug, man. Yeah. Oh, my friend. This is judo, okay? This is the biggest part of 3 to 6 years old, is this connection. Because we are going to fight, we're going to have fun, we're going to... Initiation, all right? And children really need this. So if your children are coming to the dojo, what should be the first thing you should do as a coach? Hello, how are you? Champion! And they go crazy about you. They feel that energy. Do you feel it? A little bit? And he's has no shoes. I have shoes, but he has no shoes. So his feet energy is coming from the ground to him through me. This is very, very, very important. Even to calm the children before they step into the mat. Thank you, man. So, initiation is settled. Everybody understands this, right? So now we go to self-improvement, which is around 8 to 10, there is a window of opportunity. Let me ask, here, when does it start primary school? 6? When do they really start to learn how to write, to read, do math, thinking and stuff? 7? I don't...
Yeah, at 6 they start, but it's easy.
6?
Yeah, they start with letters and some reading.
Really? Because I heard it was a little bit later, like 7, 8, no? Okay, the system is kindergarten, When? Kindergarten? Okay, yeah, but a public kindergarten only starts at 3. 3, 4, 5, and then 6, primary school. All right, but from 6 up to? You're from education sector. Come on, man. Come on. First of all, give me a hug. Ah, yeah. Yes. Now, explain.
The Norwegian education system?
Yeah. Just until final of primary school.
Okay. It starts from 6 years start primary school, and then you have 7 years, and then you have what we call ungdomsskole in the Norwegian,
which is secondary school.
Secondary school.
Before university.
No.
Ah.
Then you have the.
So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Well, yeah.
Okay, it's what we call basic school.
And then you start with.
Okay, and then you have like basic school, and then we have, for us in Portugal, second level of basic school, and then secondary school, which will be like 15, 16, 17, 18, around that.
Until 19.
And then
yeah.
till
then
19.
University or.
Do you have any break between the 1 year leave before you go to university, like in Germany or some countries? I think.
No, it's up to you. It's
it's a personal decision.
Yeah.
I will call you so you can explain. So.
And so we also have military service for. Now
it's the mandatory? No.
It used to be.
Maybe we'll come back because of Mr. Putin.
Maybe.
All right, thank you so much. You were trying to come.
It's already covered, but.
Yeah, but please, I'm interested. This is my part of getting to understand the system.
Yeah, so it was actually, it was said by him, a mandatory military service after you finished with school. So not everybody does it anymore, but quite many does anyways, both the women and the men, for 1 year.
1 year leave, and then they come back.
Yeah, they're in the service for 1 year and then they come back to the civil
You
life.
did the service.
Yeah, but I was also professional there.
How was your rank?
I
What
was.
your rank?
He's not allowed to say.
I was a low-ranked officer. Yeah.
Can you show me how to salute?
Yeah.
Please?
All right. I should salute the guys or you or?
I'm your general.
Yeah. So.
See? Like in Japan.
Yeah.
You know, this organization. Thank you so much. So, I'm losing a little bit of time, but I think we are going to get there. So, what I mean is a child's development of the brain, and I'm not a scientist, a neurologist, but I am active and learning from the best. Between 7 to 8 is fully grown and ready with input to start to deal with the world. Our brain is born not ready, and it takes almost 8 years to fully be developed. Why? Because we were developed to adapt to a new world socially, not physiologically, let's say. So we have to understand that. Our young kids, 3 years old, the brain waves are lower than the brain waves of a normal adult. They are like dreaming. It's called delta waves, I think. And so their brain is always in dreaming mode because they're receiving input to build memories and to start to create the world, the reality, based upon impulses that they get from the outside world. If the brain was already built by instincts, they would never have the ability to really learn. All right? So this is interesting because when you teach judo for these kids, you have to be in their world, which I call the superheroes. Everything is, dream world. So what it means is that our role is very important in this time of initiation, because after that, you cannot change their motor programs and their emotional personality. That's fixed. What you can do is to improve those programs. And this is why we call it self-improvement. When you are 8 years old, you cannot change the programs and the traumas and everything that happened in childhood. You have to use it and improve it. Everybody has traumas. And the traumas are the way for you to learn, are the way for you to develop your own personality. Persona is a mask that you put to defend yourself from the real world. So this is all psychologists, but it's important for judo because you understand that from now on, you will always improve yourself but not change. You have to accept that if you're shy, you will continue to be shy all your life, but you can improve. If you are impulsive and blah, 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 blah. Okay? So, self-improvement is a horizontal line. It's always there. But then you can leap to a vertical stage. When does that happen? When I have a Tokiwaza. When I discover one technique in the whole list of judo techniques where I'm a specialist, where I do it very well for myself level. It's my best technique. And what does it mean, Tokiwaza? It means that the reaction that I create from my opponent is real, and he feels danger. So what will he do? He will try to defend. And from that reaction, I have two choices. Option A is to take that reaction because he could not defend efficiently and throw him on the ground. And then finish him. Because all fights start up and all fights end down. Or sense that he will block me and use a combination, which is called Genhakuwaza, right? So this is the system of self-improvement and specialization. So I think for you guys, it's really important between 10 to 14 to understand when your players jump this leap. And yourself, you are the best prototype because you can do it with yourself. You can go back and try to understand how was your situation and what did you do well or not well, and how can you do better for your athlete. Make sense? Then specialization is between 10 to 14. After he has a Tokiwaza, and there is Nagiwaza Tokiwaza and Newaza Tokiwaza. Newaza means throwing techniques. Newaza means ground techniques. Okay, there is a difference. There's katemowaza, which means control, could be up, could be down, and there is tashiwaza, and so forth. Okay, so specialization goes from usually from cadets till senior, or even veterans, because now, fortunately, we have this veterans competition. At the beginning, I didn't like it. I was against it because the mindset was not good. But then I saw the development of the IGF and the AGU, how it's working for people, how many clubs are developing because people are competing with this age. And I'm favor of it. Last year in Portugal, we had the World Championships in Lisboa. My role at the time was working with the mayor, and I was responsible for all the activities of sports in Lisboa because we were the world sports capital, the European sports capital, sorry. It was, we had the European Championships in judo, €1.5 million investment from the City Hall. And then we have the World Kata and Veterans Championships with COVID, and we had huge participation, and Portugal was the first team in the world. So, big round of applause for Portugal. Why not give an opportunity for Norway to organize a European veterans event? Maybe not, we'll see. Could be in the plan, could be, why not? But it's an amazing opportunity to develop judo. My goal was judo for everyone, right? So I cannot forget this. The clubs now have a lot of veterans training judo, and in a good way, because not so many injuries, people are not getting crazy about the medals because that's not high performance, that's another level of performance, but it's anyway very positive. But this is my final question. I'm specializing, right? I have my fighting plan. I start my fighting plan from the root, which is Tokiwaza. Tokiwaza is divided in Kenkayotsu and Ayotsu, which means same grip and opposite grip. Okay? Always the grip is foot and hands for me. Because if I'm right against right, this is my grip and this is my posture, and we are close. This is Ayotsu means close position. We are close gripping. All right? But Kenkayotsu means open. It means that nobody has advantage because we are always trying to, and any time someone is ahead. I put my hand ahead or I put my hand inside, and we are just fighting for the best positioning. So, during this period, we have to break down to our athletes this tactical universe of judo. Not technical, tactical. Start to combine. You understand? Technical with tactical. And when you show, for instance, Uchimata, which is the most successful technique of all times in terms of ippons. Right against right Uchimata is more hip Uchimata, right? But hip Uchimata. But left against right or right against left is more Ashi Uchimata. It's going outside. Kenka Uchimata. Right? So we have to explain to our judoka that he has a Tokiwaza, and now the Tokiwaza is divided in two branches. Tokiwaza is the tree. One branch, right Uchimata, second branch, lefties, Uchimata, let's say. But then there's other branches. Uchimata against tall guys. Uchimata against small guys. Uchimata against guys who do uchigari, and so forth. And the branches are coming. I can show you because we have this. It's called the tree system. So, this is Uchimata, Tokiwaza, and then I have this branch is Kenkayotsu, and this is Ayotsu. So, I have to start to work these two styles of using the technique, okay? And then we will start to go to training camps, to randori with the other clubs, to watch videos, to watch competitions, to get models, you know? So we can then get new branches of that technique against any opposition. He needs to find its own solutions to use that technique against any situation, right? And even combinations with other small branches that connect with Uchimata. For instance, Kouchi, Uchimata, right? Uchimata, reaction, Kouchi. Yeah? These are the words and the linguistic matter. The combination of how I want to use these words improve my speaking ability. And when you see a nice judoka, he's a great speaker. He's a poet because the words, they flow. And they use the words in a way that nobody would even imagine it could be used as rhythm. So this is the way we should build the fighting plan of our athlete. Please.
Yeah, I just want to make them remember that this is the development plan, utvecklingstrappan, that we have done for Norwegian judo. This is the thing about it. This is the way you should think about the utvecklingstrappan.
Okay.
This is really, really important. And the first thing he told us, it's like the NIF's way of thinking with breddidrott and the elite sport. So this is the Norwegian system, but you have this is a good way of thinking about it.
So
if you,
yeah, please come here and if you want to explain better,
no,
more.
This is how you should use utvecklingstrappan, the development plan for Norwegian judo.
Can you write it down here, please? Or here? So we can take a picture? The name in Swedish or in whatever. What's the difference between Swedish and Norwegian? It's like Spanish and Portuguese?
Swedish is more beautiful.
I was going to say IQ, but sorry.
Actually, I met a Brazilian jiu-jitsu master here in Norway, and he was talking Portuguese,
Yeah.
Brazilian Portuguese. And when he was talking Norwegian, it was Swedish.
Ah, so you're saying that Brazilian is better than Portuguese. I can get it. yeah.
Portuguese language, when you learn Norwegian, it's Swedish.
All right.
So I understand him better than the Norwegian.
All right. So, yeah, that's all it's time. And these guys at 11 until. Okay, thank you. Cheers. Great. Anyways, anyone can get me that special Norwegian water, please? Water, just a glass. Thank you so much. See, give back. I give and I receive. I give and I receive. But my energy is important. So if I give you, it's not for free. This is a sensei concept in Japan. And I think we should use it, because if you give energy for free, you'll be without energy. And this is like a lifestyle, a style for your own organization, very important. Because you go to the dojo, 4 hours. 4 hours of dojo, it's like 8 hours of a normal job in terms of stress, energy release. So imagine how many hours you are working. And you go home, and usually you live to work or you work to live. So you go home, you need to give back to your family and to yourself. Do you have time during the week for yourself, for your wife, for your children? So this guy needs to know that. This is why he's bringing me water, because I need water to hydrate so I can give him, and then he will give me. I think this concept is very, very important for your lifestyle. If you want to be a good coach during that session and paint an amazing art with that judo session, you need energy. And the parents and the children have to respect that. Or else they think you're Superman or woman, and you're not. So, how do you
Utvecklingstrappa.
and in Norwegian, how is the translation?
Utvecklingstrapp.
It's the same word. It's like Brazilian and Portuguese. Yeah. Tapa. Okay, so just to finish our situation here, this is Tashi Waza, which means standing techniques. And this is Newaza. Which is round techniques. And here is transition. I don't know yet the correct word for in Japanese, but I will try to, because it's not easy to ask the Japanese. They don't want to tell us. So there is a difference between Tashiwaza and Nagewaza, okay? Just for you to know. Nagewaza means, in general, throwing. Tashi means standing up. For instance, Sumigaeshi is not tashi, it should not be Tashiwaza because it's the ground. You go to the ground. But all techniques that you throw are Nagewaza. And Newaza and Katamiwaza is the same. Newaza is on the ground. Katamiwaza is like when you can do a arm lock standing up. You know that? That's Katamiwaza, but it's not Newaza. Anyways, nowadays we don't do it, so let's use just Newaza and Tashiwaza. So now, what is Newaza? What is this? The roots of the tree. What's your name, man? Svein. Svein! Come here, my friend. So, you already presented yourself, but come here. Yesterday, yep. Come here. Don't step on my water. So, Uchimata, right? Let's put here just Ushimata. This is my Tokiwaza, all right? Against left. How do you say left in Japanese? Hidari. And against right. This is my plan, okay? Then we have second technique, which could be the second Tokiwaza. Which one is mine? The branches go together because there are combinations. Everything is a combination. And what happens between this, and Newaza? This. It's transition, it's combinations. This is this is my specialty. This is combination between a Tashiwaza and a Newaza technique. What is the goal of combination? Is to connect one technique with another one, creating a reaction without stopping, without losing control, without losing the grip. Have you ever thought about Newaza like that?
Yes.
Usually what happens is there is a break in my mind. When we fall, usually we stop. Like one small unity of time, my brain stops, my body stops, and I have no plan for here. After that small unit of time, I start to think, what will I do now? And that small unit of time is the reaction time of the Uke, who just got on the ground, and he recovers to start to defend. Because his first reaction is, I don't want to lay on my back and score Ippon. So this guy, the Tori, has a huge advantage to go on the ground. Even though when we are on the ground, the defense is always ahead, because it's easier to defend than to attack. Make sense? You're a good Newaza fighter?
Middle.
Middle?
I like Newaza, but I'm not good. I like it.
We will see, because tonight, this morning, we will have a Newaza challenge.
I look forward.
Okay, thank you, man. So, I would continue to do this, but it's another session in. I'm going a little bit off what I wanted to present today, but you guys are pushing me, so. But anyways, just for you to know, anybody knows my Tokiwaza Newaza?
Tokiwaza,
Newaza.
you got that?
Yes. Wait. GG. Okay. 3 Jujigatami Ippon in the Olympic Games. And because of this system. Yes?
I would just like to remind you about last year, we talked about judo base as a tool to look at judo. And this is a good way to use it. You can write in the technique you want to look at and see many good players who do transitions and good techniques and everything. So use it, because we don't have so many chances to see good judo in Norway, so we have to look abroad. So judo base is a perfect place to be.
Okay, so I leave it to you to read this and to understand it. Please ask questions to Corinne, because we are in the same line, and she can help you with any type of questions, because when you go back home, then the question starts. Usually, I think for a good learning system, we should make in about 2 months or so a Zoom call with some questions and some stuff, so you guys developing the Budo culture and learning the principles of the pure technique is what we do all our lives. Right now, in which stage do you think I am? 1, 2, 3, or 4? HP, it's high performance. In my judo, not in my athletes. Yes. Why?
Because you continue with that all life.
Okay? Judo for life. So, I went up, and then I slowly go down. And I continue to do judo all my life. If my mindset is still in high performance or self-improvement, you know what happens to me? I get injured, I will never do judo again. So when I do judo with you guys now, I have fun. And I don't mind if you choke me, or if you hit me, or if you, I just relax, fall down, and my technique is very, you felt it, so I don't need to use a lot of power to continue to enjoy judo, all right? But that's the last question. How do I know that my athlete has a skillful, complete fighting plan for steps? Tachiwaza left, Tachiwaza right, Newaza left and right. How do I know this? And he's ready for high performance. What is the indicator? Because we told that initiation is maturation, the criteria, right? Age, more or less. It could be more, it could be less. It depends on the hormones and the growth of the children. Something that I think the coaches should have taken into account, which is not all 6 years old are the same development. Sometimes the brain is developing faster than the body and so forth, especially in cadets still. Usually the cadets who win are early maturers. People have hair, muscles faster and sooner, or women that get the, how do you call the first period? The first, yeah, they are matured faster, so they are stronger, more efficient, so they usually win early. But it doesn't mean that the other guy will not be achieving high performance, and normally they do. But anyways, self-improvement is all life. Specialization, it starts with Tokiwaza and fighting plan. Anyone can start it, even if the results are not good. The only thing he needs is to dedicate himself 10,000 hours, which means around 10 years of training, 3 to 4 times a week. Okay, enough for judo. Even in these times, with a lot of competitions, I, until 18, trained 3 times a week, 1.5 hours. And with 22, I was European champion. So it's possible. You don't need to train so much. You need to train, but I was doing basketball also. So anyways, but high performance. What do you think is the, when he has this plan, what do you need as a criteria to say, this guy needs to do high performance? It's a trick question. Sergio is still here? Come here. You train with the best guys in the world. What is your vision, your philosophy, or even Sensei Kino, who should be coming here one day to teach a little bit of judo?
Goals.
Goals?
Yes.
I like this.
You need goals. You cannot stay in judo if you don't have goals.
Sorry. You have to speak.
No.
Hello? You need goals. So you need to manage your career.
I think that it's not funny for anybody to come to judo, train hard, cry, smile, get energy and take off energy. And cannot to see goals or result. Not about on mat, about your life.
Yeah, good. Stay here because I will need you. Anyone else has an idea? Probably this is more difficult for you because most of you never were in high performance. You never, anybody participated in a world championship here? Please come. Corin also, I need you. Not as the federation, but the athlete standpoint. What's your name?
Heidi.
Heidi, please. Which Olympic Games you participate?
No.
Oh, World Championships. When?
82.
82. Where?
Paris.
Paris. How was it?
Fantastic.
Yeah. Great. Why? Who did you fought? So they can hear you.
I fought the French woman. I won over the Japanese girl in the bronze fight.
Yes. It's on? No, sorry. So tell me.
Yeah, I fought a French girl.
Yes. First fight?
No, I don't remember.
You don't remember. Okay. So
but
how many fights?
5.
5 fights.
Yeah.
Great.
In the bronze final, I fought the Japanese girl and I won.
So you were bronze medal.
Yeah.
Woo! 82.
82.
Which category?
66.
And I want a picture with this woman. You have a real champion here.
Thank you.
So, this is high performance or not? Yes. Yes? What do you think, Karin?
Yes.
Yeah. But what I would like to explain to you guys is, for me, high performance, a level is not just a result and the goals like Sergio said. It's when you have enough budget to only do judo. Because right now, nowadays it's not 82, now it's not 2000, we're 22. If you want to continue to have results like this, did you have more results in the near present like this? Bronze in the world? In Norway? No. So, yeah, but it's different high performance. You need to be 100% judoka. And that only counts if you get paid. All right? So this is my criteria as coach and as athlete. It doesn't mean you're a professional, but you need budgets. You need money to travel, to stay out of work, to have people working with you. You need a coach. You need a uke for you. You need a psychologist, you need a nutritionist, you need all of that. Or else you're going to Mars and the ship has no oxygen and you will die. And high performance is very dangerous. This is another subject that we can discuss, but if you want to push somebody to do this track and step from self-improvement to specialization, please be sure that you are ready and you know what you're doing. And if you don't worry. Ask the federation, ask people who did it, because when she did it, you had injuries, you had losses, and you know, because you've been there, and you can share this with people. This is very, very, very important. All right? Because you are not super people. You don't know everything. And when you've never been there, It doesn't mean you cannot do it, but please listen to the people who already done it. Because you were the first medal for Norway for women in the Worlds?
No, it was me and another girl.
Okay.
She got number 2. So
But
we
in the
did really
same
well. Same
generation?
Yeah, yeah.
So you
she
were...
was in 62 kilos at that time.
Okay, so it was the same generation. So you were the first ones. It's always a very, very symbolic and important experience to have the chance to speak and to get this input because she was there, you know? You want to share anything else with this audience about what do you think could be the steps for high performance in Norway nowadays?
You just need to love judo. You need to have a plan. And you need support from the coaches and the club. And you need to have the goal, as Sergio said. The goal is very important.
So, in my standpoint, a coach at that level is a career manager of performance. And if you want to win and continue to win, you have to be a great manager. And that means that there are 2 focus. One is like this, for the technique and the tatami. And the other one is like this, which is having a broader perspective of how this guy or this woman will behave in the next 4 years. And then we decide again, next 4 years and next 4 years and so forth. So this gives you a full idea of where do you stand as coaches and where your athletes stand as judokas. Any questions? All right. So, yes, one question? No? You, please.
For me, it's important that coaches knows their limitations. To know when you have to tell your athletes that you have to go to another coach because I can't give you what you need.
That the coach can tell the athletes that I can't give them what you need. You are too good for me, or I don't have any more to give you. You have to go to someone else. What are your thoughts about that, and how do you do it in Portugal?
Well, in Brazil and in Spain and in Portugal, which are Spanish-speaking and Latinos culture, I think, and Sergio can tell me if it's not correct, there are like 4 or 5 high-performance clubs because they have money, they have good structure, they have good training group, and they have a fantastic coach. Kino and Brunete has an amazing structure. In Lisbon, we have Sporting with Pedro Soares, double European champion in clubs and double world champion, Olympic medalist. So these are professional clubs. And there is my club. It's not a professional club. I have a generation, I had until last year, a generation of kids just from my school. I didn't hire anybody from outside because my philosophy was building athletes. So I have to know when to stop, or when I can. Even me, who was sports director of the national team, I know my limits. Because it's not about knowing, because I was there, it's about what I can give right now. And I can't give. I don't have that budget for high performance. I have budget for school development, sports development, and I don't have time to follow these athletes every day because it takes a lot of effort, you know, to follow these steps. So I have to be more than for the athlete. I have to be honest with myself. And if you want to become successful, you have to be patient, because I believe that in this room there is coaches that can achieve that level, but it takes 10 years. It takes 10,000 hours to invest and to train yourself to become a high performance coach. So please understand these steps, be humble, learn from the best, and serve your athlete. So when it's the right time, two things will happen. You will pass him to someone who can follow him better, and you can have this link, personal link with him forever. Even you can agree with the other coach, listen, I will give you my athlete, but I want to continue to have a bond with him. Let's make an agreement. And if the athlete is agreed, because the athlete has the last word, right? It's not you. Or you can just hold him, and then one day he will, like a dog, the door is opening and will go, he will go away. Or he will die as an athlete, and you will be responsible for that. Okay? So, guys, we have to make a break. Sorry that I was a little bit long. Unfortunately, what I want to say is, this part, we will do it in the dojo. All right, no worries. And this, you know this girl? Who? Who? Telma Monteiro. And that guy. Cristiano Ronaldo. Who? This is our training center. The football and judo and all the teams work there. So, if you want, after the session, I can give you 15 minutes about this, which is our school model. So now it's break. Please go and do the checkout.
Check out your rooms.
And then we will meet us in about 15 minutes.